This is Joanna from New Way Consultancy, and today we have our special guest from the University of Greenwich, Rebecca. Hello, and thank you very much for being here with us today. So I was going to start with the first question for you, Rebecca, and that is, why should students choose University of Greenwich?
Okay, well, there's many reasons. So we've got 3 beautiful campuses, 2 based in London and 1 based in Kent. For a number of different programs, especially around STEM subjects, so business programs, engineering programs, computer science, at both undergraduate and postgraduate level. We also offer a number of different placement options as well for students, which are becoming really popular. It's a chance for students to get practical experience and also get the qualification as well. We've also got a really nice, diverse student community. So we've got students studying with us from all over the world, which creates a really nice atmosphere on campus, and it's extremely supportive. So we've got lots of support services available for students, especially this year. That's been crucial for us to really make sure that we offer a number of support services studying with us at Greenwich.
That's great. That's great to hear. Another question I would have for you, and is what we get from students as well, is what are the requirements for them in order for them to apply in your university? What do they need?
Yeah, of course. So for all international students, when they're making an application, we would recommend them applying through one of our partners, so New Way Consultancy. And in terms of documents, you would need to submit a copy of your passport, also your academic transcript, if you have those, or your school grades, if you have English language available. If not, it doesn't matter, you can still make an application, and also a copy of your CV if you have that as well. So those are the kind of key documents that you would need. Send over to New Way Consultancy and they can make an application for you.
Yes, thank you very much. Another question we get usually is, which are the courses available for January intake? And let's say postgraduate and undergraduate as well, because we have interest with both fields. So if you can mention to us, some courses and...
Yeah, of course. So it's quite exciting. This is the first January which we are offering undergraduate programs. So we've got 4 business undergraduate programs that we're offering for January, and that's ranges from business studies, business and accounting, finance management, things like that. So we have those, which is fantastic. Also, we offer a number of different top-up programs for students in business courses. So if students, let's say, have done 3 years abroad, they can then come and do their final year at Greenwich and get a Greenwich degree certificate. So that's a really nice option for students, especially at the moment where we're aware that around the world, not all students are able to finish and complete their studies. So that's a really nice option. We also have a number of different master's programs available, and particularly popular are our master's programs with placement. So we offer a number of engineering, computer science and business programs for January intake. We also do have an April intake where we're offering our very popular MBA International Business, which is a 2-year master's program. So that's another option for students if they want to come in January as well.
Yes, that's great. And yeah, we have lots of students demanding for MBA and requesting this type of courses, but as well as personally I've seen that you have other type of courses, which in a way is great for students, that they are not leaded in a path, but they can choose from different courses that are available. So yeah, that's great.
I think actually, just to add on with that, I think it's very much important with the current times that we're in for students to really look at a degree that's quite specialised and quite niche, where you can pick up those really specialised skills to then help you in that career afterwards. So as I was mentioning, some of the master's programs we offer in engineering, we offer things like electrical power engineering, we have pharmaceutical science, very kind of specialised programs where you're getting those really good skill set that will help you then get a job afterwards. So that's really crucial.
Yes, that's great to hear. Another question we get from students is about the English requirements in university. What do they need to have as a certificate in order to apply?
Yeah, of course. So firstly, you can apply without doing English. So
Okay.
you can apply and get a conditional offer. So you don't need to wait until you've got that. You can get the offer without. But to get the unconditional offer, we would ask you to either meet our IELTS requirements, which is 6 overall, 5.5 in each skill, and that's for both undergraduates and also postgraduate students. But we also accept loads of other English qualifications. So we accept TOEFL, we accept Password, and we actually have our own English language tests that we run in collaboration with Oxford International. So that's a really nice option. It's been very popular this year because it's a course that you can do online. So it's a test that's completely all virtual. You can do it from home, super easy, and it's a lot cheaper actually than a lot of the other English language tests. So it's only £50. So very, very cheap. Can do it online, takes a max of 3 working days to complete the test. And they assess you very similar to IELTS. So reading, writing and speaking are the main kind of forms that they assess you on. So students can easily apply for that. UA Consultancy have a discount code, which makes it then £50 for students. So if you are interested, give them a call and they can set you up with that.
Yes, yeah, thank you very much. Because my question would be, my next question would be, so if they don't have an English certificate, then do you have English assessments? It's great to hear because sometimes students leave the English certificate or assessment for the last minute, and knowing that they can get an offer in university without having one is of course a great opportunity. So as for the application process, what are the steps for international students? So what do they start with? What do they need to get? And until the last?
Yeah, of course. So I think firstly to make sure you meet the entry requirements. So that would be the first thing. And then making an application. So I mentioned before the documents that you require. Yeah. So you would get in touch with UA Consultancy. You'd provide them with all those documentations. They would then submit an application for you. You'll hear back within 48 hours and you'll get either a conditional offer or an unconditional offer. Conditional offer is you haven't done English. Unconditional is you meet the English and the academic requirements. So once you've done that, to confirm your place and to guarantee your spot on the programme, you pay a deposit of £3,000. That then starts the pre-registration process and starts the CAS and the visa process. So there's a few kind of steps involved, but that first step is actually really, really easy with you submitting your documents, getting the offer, and then once you've got the offer, you can also apply for scholarships, you can apply for accommodation and things like that.
Yes, that's great to hear. Thank you very much. Another question we get always is about the tuition fees. So students want to know about the tuition fees for a master's degree or for an undergraduate degree. And of course, this is roughly because you cannot mention to me now every course and every tuition you have in your university.
So to give a rough idea then, so for undergraduate students, it's £14,000. And for postgraduate students, it actually ranges from 14,000 to 16,000. So with the 2-year master's programs that I was talking about with the placement option, they are £16,000 for both years.
Okay, that's great. And you mentioned a little bit about scholarship. However, I wanted to go a bit more in detail. So can international students get scholarships, undergraduate and postgraduate as well? And when is that they get? What the requirements do they need to fulfill in order for them to get the scholarship?
Yeah, of course. So we have an international scholarship that all international students are eligible for. So as soon as you've got that offer, you can then apply for that scholarship and you can apply directly via our website. So it's super easy. It's not a merit-based scholarship. It's basically students have to answer 2 questions. And the first question is about their future career plan. Second question is about how they're going to get involved in the university. So are they going to be taking part in any societies, volunteering, part-time work? things like that. So once they've done that, they will then hear back within 2 weeks of the scholarship. The deadline is actually looming. So the deadline for the scholarship is the 11th of December. So only a few days left. So if students are interested, please do apply now and apply for the scholarship.
Yes, that's very easy for them, so they will be able to get the scholarship as well. And another question we have is, let's say the student pays the full fee at the registration day. Do they get an extra discount for that?
Yeah, they do. So they get a discount of 2.5%.
Okay.
So for any student that pays full fee, it's a discount of 2.5%.
That's great. You mentioned a bit to us about the deposit. So they need to pay a deposit of £3,000 in order for them to secure the place. Is that for undergraduate or postgraduate?
For both, yeah, for both students.
And then, can they pay, for example, the rest of the fee in installments? So let's say in a long-term period, or how does it work?
Yeah, so it's done in 2 installments. Okay. So essentially, well, when I say 2, it's kind of 3. So the student confirms their place with the £3,000 deposit, and then before they start in January, they would pay 50% of their fee. That's excluding the £3,000 they've already paid. And then in September, they pay the remaining 50%.
Okay, yes, that's great to hear. They have an extra discount in that. Yeah. Also, as for January intake, because we have lots of students requiring for masters, for second masters as well, when does the process start and finish? So let's say, how long does it take from securing a conditional offer to CAS?
So it's very much dependent on a student's, it's individual to the student, because it's dependent on how fast they can supply some of their documentations, if they've met the English requirements and things like that. But to get the offer, for example, it takes 48 hours. So it's a really, really quick process. As long as the student provides all those documents that I mentioned earlier, they can then get the offer very, very quickly. Then, as soon as they made the deposit payment, it then takes normally around about 5 working days to reach the university. That's then where it starts the pre-registration process. And that can very much range depending on the bank statement, because the bank statement normally takes 28 days to mature. And once that's matured and the students supplied all the documentation, it will then take 2 working days to be issued the CAS, and then they can apply for the visa. So it's very much on an individual basis. Yeah.
Yes, that's great. So students should have all their documents ready, and their certificates, apply, and you will get the CAS letter and unconditional really quick.
I think that's it. If the documents are supplied, they get it very, very quickly.
That's great. That's good to hear. Also, another question we have, and doubt, let's say, is what should students expect in January in terms of English? I mean, teaching usually, not just in English, but what should they expect?
Yeah, so I think obviously it's a challenging period for all of us at the moment. And we've tried to, as a university, really make it quite easy for students, and they're still getting the same experience. So we've actually, for this January, we've got 3 options available for students. The first is blended learning. So that's a mixture of face-to-face and virtual. So all the kind of seminars and group work and things like that and labs will be done face-to-face, and all of the lectures and things like that will be done virtually. There's also the alternative option of students going completely virtual and doing it that way. And the third option is students can actually stay in their home country and do it completely virtually. So we've tried to be as flexible as possible in giving students what they would like and their preference.
Yes, of course. It's good that students can choose from different methods of getting that information, especially in the times we're living now. So it's great to hear that. Another question we get is about second masters, especially for this January intake, and I believe for the next intakes that will come to. But students who have completed a first master's degree here in the UK, but maybe on their home country as well. Does University of Greenwich offer a second master's degree? And if they do they have same requirements as for the fourth master's degree, or do they change?
Yeah, so the requirements are still the same. So we would normally ask for essentially a 2-1 equivalent for masters. What I would say is, for students looking to do a second masters, is not to do it in the same subject. So to look at maybe a master's that's a lot more specialised and not more niche. So they're wanting to gain more specialised skills to then help them in that career afterwards. So yes, we do, but we would look at obviously the type of masters they're wanting to do, and does it fit with what they're wanting to do as a career afterwards.
Yes, of course, and that's fair enough, because choosing the same course and the same level, then there is something that they need to choose from differently. But another question we get, especially from international students, and because of their insecurities, when you go to another country which is new, is about accommodation. So does Greenwich University offers on-campus accommodation, let's say, where the students can come and stay there, or do they need to look at private accommodation?
So we do have on-campus accommodation available at all 3 of our campuses. So we offer around about just under, I would say 2,500 bedrooms. So we have a lot of rooms available over the 3 campuses. So, and it's a really nice option for students because it's a lot more sociable. So living on campus, because they're around all the students, but also it's sometimes a cheaper option as well. So roughly for the year, it's around about £6,000 to £7,000, which is very good to say that that's all your bills, everything included, apart from food. There is the option of private accommodation as well, so they can live off campus if they want to.
Yes, that's absolutely amazing, because it solves their problem in a way of where they can stay, and they feel more secure. And based on the experience of my friends as well, they feel more secure when they are in the campus accommodation and not alone. So thank you very much for answering all those questions for me today. This is the type of questions I get from students usually.